If you've noticed that chamomile feels different now than it did years ago, you're not imagining things. Many people over 40 describe the same experience. Chamomile feels stronger, more noticeable, sometimes even surprising. And often the first thought is, why is this affecting me so much now? That question can feel uncomfortable because we're taught to assume that when something changes in the body, something must be wrong. But in most cases, nothing is wrong at all. What's changed isn't chamomile. What's changed is how the body listens. And today, I want to explain why chamomile often feels more noticeable after 40. Not in a dramatic way, not in a medical way, but in a grounded, everyday human way that actually makes sense. After 40, many people begin to notice that their body responds more clearly to things it used to ignore. A cup of tea feels more noticeable. Noise feels louder. Stress lingers longer. And calm, when it finally arrives, feels deeper. This isn't because the body is weaker. It's because the body has more information. Years of responsibilities, work stress, caregiving, emotional labor, and constant stimulation teach the nervous system to stay alert. So when something calming comes along, like chamomile, the contrast becomes obvious. The body notices immediately. That's not a problem. That's communication. The nervous system is designed to protect us. Over time, especially after decades of managing stress, it becomes very good at reading signals. Earlier in life, stimulation often felt helpful. Coffee, hustle, movement, intensity. Those things pushed energy forward. But later, many people notice that stimulation no longer feels neutral. It feels loud. It feels like too much. So when chamomile introduces a calming signal, the nervous system responds quickly, sometimes more quickly than expected. Not because chamomile is overpowering, but because calm has become rare. Chamomile doesn't force the body to slow down. It simply gives the body permission to do so. Chamomile hasn't changed, but its role has. Earlier in life, calming support might not have been necessary. The nervous system was flexible enough to bounce back quickly. After 40, the body often needs reassurance instead of stimulation, gentleness instead of force, signals of safety instead of urgency. Chamomile offers exactly that. It doesn't demand attention, it doesn't push an outcome, it creates a quiet environment where the body can finally exhale. That's why it feels stronger. Not because it is stronger, but because it's finally being heard. Some people say chamomile makes them feel too relaxed, sleepy, or heavy. That reaction can feel unsettling if you weren't expecting it. But most of the time, that sensation is feedback. It can mean the timing wasn't right, the amount was more than needed, or the nervous system was already running high. Chamomile acts like a dimmer switch. If the lights have been bright all day, dimming them suddenly feels dramatic. That doesn't mean darkness is dangerous. It means adjustment takes awareness. In many Black households, tea was never framed as a solution to fix something. It was an offering. When emotions were high or the day had been heavy, tea was a way of saying, "You're safe enough to sit down now." Chamomile fits into that tradition of care. Not loud, not urgent, not demanding, just present. That kind of care doesn't rush the body. It respects it. If chamomile feels different now, that doesn't mean you need to avoid it. It means you need to listen. Gentle herbs work best when we stop expecting them to perform and start allowing them to support. Sometimes less is enough. Sometimes calm is the medicine. Chamomile after 40 isn't about decline, it's about awareness. And awareness gives you better choices. In this series, we'll continue breaking this down, calmly, clearly, and without pressure.